told you before here on the show exactly how clever Meghan Markle is at marketing in many respects. You know, if you saw that recent interview, there were lots of things that she wanted to impart, you know, the Instagram thing, the kids, all that sort of stuff. You know, she let us into her world under her terms, and then of course dropped that Lex bombshell that apparently, you know, the media over here had used the N-word against her children. No one can find any evidence of that, but we don't need to go into that because of course it's all ludicrous anyway, isn't it? Whatever she says is always proven not to have been true. Remember the wedding, the secret wedding? I know I laugh at that, but you know, you have to think how thick really to say that on air only to be proven a liar, and more embarrassing of course by the Archbishop of Canterbury. I mean, it really does sort of say, and he was very kind, wasn't he? You know, oh, she must have been confused. Right. You know, I mean, whichever way you look at it, you have to say terrible, terrible sort of faux pas on her point, but more importantly, terrible that she let it go out. Why didn't he just say, no, that didn't happen, we didn't have a secret wedding? He just looked down embarrassed, didn't he? But now, of course, as ever, with Harry and Meghan, the problems simply roll on. And let me tell you, they have a new plan to cement their, well, shall we say, favourable return. And it already centres on the missing people. Who are we talking about? Well, the problem is, you see, that now Harry and Meghan know there's only two things left, really, that people might be slightly intrigued by. There's a lot of speculation around these two people, and we're not going to go into that, of course, but we're talking about Lilibet, or Lily, and of course Archie. Now, did you notice the way that Meghan decided to reintroduce family life into that interview when she allowed that interviewer to go and pick Archie up from the school run? Of course, it had to be shot down with a bit of vinegar, you know. She couldn't possibly do this over here in the United Kingdom, even though Catherine does it on a regular basis when, of course, Prince George was attending Battersea School, you know. I mean, no problems really. People are respectful if you ask them in advance, and particularly over here in the media, there is a new concourse that basically, you know, you don't photograph the children. Obviously, that's been levelled out, and again, Meghan wouldn't know this because she's never done a school run, and more importantly, never been here long enough to see that. I'm sure if she'd have spoken to Catherine, actually remained friends, things would have been totally different. But now, of course, because she's let in a secret about Archie's lunchbox and, you know, what he has in there and his sandwich and his drink and all that sort of stuff, then that was allowing the writer, wasn't it, a bit of, you know, privacy that they don't necessarily like. It's invading their own privacy. You know, the problem that they have with that. But we are going to see more of those snapshots, according to a very good source, alongside their media company. That's because they feel that this is the R factor. The, oh, right, you know, we finally get to see and hear and maybe even witness some footage, some pictures of these people. Is it all too much too late though? Because, you know, people are not that stupid, are they? You can be cynical all you want and you can decide to change your mind at the 11th hour. But more importantly, the public know when you're really just trying to use them. So I kind of feel sorry for Archie and Lily, really, because they'll have no idea exactly what's coming round the corner. But according to that good source, basically they're now trying to present Meghan as an earth sort of mother, you know, a struggling mother of two with all the problems that normal mums have, living in a multi-million-pound mansion surrounded by millions of dollars. Oh yeah, very relatable. And I don't know if you noticed also in that interview, basically she carries around these packs to feed the needy, you know, peanut butter, crackers, water, that sort of stuff. But there was a very cutting line in that particular situation where she gave it to one of her security to give to the homeless person. Truly, would the homeless person know who she was with a baseball hat? I don't think so, but that's exactly the level we're at. But if you're wondering what's next, trust me, the children coming at you are really next. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.